Howdy, friends. The sun came out. I feel so awesome. Don't forget about the little things. Okay, so I guess we're going to talk about Jimmy Dore here. And, you know, he was trending on Twitter. He's been calling out AOC to hold a vote on Medicare for all. And I'm not the best person to comment on what Jimmy Dore's up to because I don't like Jimmy Dore. I think he's reckless. I think he's partially a grifter. He's warmed up to people like Tucker Carlson, and he throws Bernie under the bus. He throws AOC under the bus. He throws the Justice Democrats under the bus. So I'm not having any of that. I mean, it's okay to criticize these people, but the way that he does it is so unbelievably toxic, and it's not productive. So therefore, I don't like Jimmy Dore. I admire his passion. I can see a person who has passion for people and the working class. And kudos. Okay, that's great. I can meet you there. But he's such a bomb thrower. He's very destructive and self-defeating. But anyways, he's called out for a vote on Medicare for all. The House members should. And, I agree with this. And seeing that there is approximately 12 Justice Democrats and or progressives being sat in the next Congress, they can actually block Pelosi from being the speaker if they wanted to. So they do have some political power here, and it might be a good time to hold that vote. So I guess with that, I agree with Jimmy Dore. They should hold the vote on Medicare for all. If anything, just to see who's for it and who's against it going into this next Congress. It's going to make things a lot easier for everybody to see who's for it and who's against it. It might not pass, it might not go anywhere, but we will see the vote tallies of who is for it and who is against it. So there is a lot of political value to holding a vote. But once again, Jimmy Dore just attacks like a pit bull, and it's not constructive in any way. And I always get blindsided by that because all my previous experience with Jimmy Dore are mostly all negative. So sometimes I have trouble separating that, but I think this time he is right. And I'm going to give him credit here for being right. We should force a vote. Progressives should obstruct Nancy Pelosi's vote for House Speaker until there is a vote on Medicare for all. If the progressives can do it and they have the numbers, and it looks like they do, this is a good thing going forward. But yeah, most of my gripes with Jimmy is obviously with his style. His style is very toxic. And, I can get animated. I can get angry. I can pump up the volume when I feel the passion and all that stuff. But I see a guy who gets lost in the rant. He gets lost in his rants, and they just become self-defeating. He stops really, reflecting on what he's saying, and it just becomes defeatist. And he's throwing all these political bombs, at progressives. When it's like, no, dude, the progressives aren't the problems here most of the time. Most of the time it's the establishment, the Republicans, whatever. I just don't like seeing someone on our side trashing progressives at literally every chance they get. That bothers me. But Jimmy Dore was right this time. Okay. I'll take it with a grain of salt. My mind is still made up on Jimmy Dore. I still don't like Jimmy Dore. I still think he's reckless. And, it's not the best way to move forward. Yes, we do need to push progressives. I believe that. But we just can't be, defeating our causes and defeating each other along the way. Once again, you've heard it once, you heard it a million times, the left eats itself. So, give him credit this time. But always keep an eye on Jimmy Dore and an ear more than anything, because he's going to say some really messed up things against progressives. And it's just not cool.